Billy Bob Thornton, a Hollywood enigma with raw talent and a wild streak, has had 6 marriages under the spotlight. Yet none sparked more buzz than his whirlwind union with Angelina Jolie. At their career peaks, their eccentric romance fascinated the world, but crumbled in just 3 years. Now Thornton is finally spilling the truth behind their dramatic split. Stay tuned. Billy Bob Unfiltered. Join us as we wade through the quirks and chaos of Billy Bob Thornton's early life, a journey that's part humble beginnings, part how did he even survive that? Born on August 4, 1955 in Hot Springs, Arkansas, Billy Bob came into the world with a dramatic flair, though the glamour was MIA. Raised in a shack that could generously be described as rustic, he grew up without plumbing, electricity, or any sign of Hollywood luxury. Life on the move meant hopping from one small Arkansas town to another, Alpine, Malin, Mount Holly, like a wandering troubadour, but without the music yet. Billy Bob's dad, William Raymond Thornton, balanced the roles of high school teacher and basketball coach, while his mom, Virginia Roberta, claimed psychic abilities. Whether she really could predict the future is up for debate, but we're guessing she didn't foresee Billy Bob's journey to stardom. Meanwhile, young Billy Bob battled school like it was his personal nemesis, struggling with undiagnosed dyslexia that turned textbooks into cryptic puzzles. But when it came to sports, the kid had game. A natural on the baseball field, he even took a swing at joining the Kansas City Royals, only to be benched by an injury. Tough break, but hey, that's showbiz, or baseball. Post-graduation in 1973, Billy Bob became a jack of all trades, dabbling in everything from laying asphalt for the Arkansas State Transportation Department to a brief stint in psychology at Henderson State University. Spoiler, psychology didn't stick, but the layers of his rough and tumble beginnings helped mold the man we'd eventually see on the silver screen. Humble? Yes. Glamorous? Not a chance. Memorable? Oh, absolutely. Take a moment to relax, maybe with your favorite drink in hand, and dive into this fascinating story with us. Turning point. After just 2 semesters at Henderson State University, Billy Bob Thornton decided to ditch textbooks and lectures in favor of carving his own path. That path, as it turns out, led him straight to Los Angeles in the mid-1980s, where the stars on the Walk of Fame didn't exactly roll out the red carpet for him, auditioning for roles while juggling jobs in telemarketing, fast food, and even offshore wind farming. Yes, really, Billy Bob was chasing dreams and rent checks with equal urgency. At one point, he was working as a waiter, a gig that might have gone unnoticed if not for a chance encounter with the legendary screenwriter and director Billy Wilder. Wilder's advice? Forget acting for a second and try screenwriting. That nugget of wisdom turned out to be the plot twist Thornton's life needed. While his acting career started with smaller roles in films and TV, like the 1987 stage play Beethoven's Symphonies and the thriller Hunter's Blood, it wasn't until 1992 that he hit the big leagues. Teaming up with his longtime writing partner Tom Epperson, Billy Bob co-wrote and starred in One False Move, a gritty crime drama that showcased his talent both in front of and behind the camera. Critics were impressed, and suddenly, Billy Bob wasn't just that guy from Matlock anymore. Big break. 1996 was the year Billy Bob Thornton went from that guy to the guy with the release of Sling Blade. Not only did he write, direct, and star in the film, but he also managed to transform a short film into a full-length masterpiece about a mentally disabled man with a dark past. Equal parts haunting and heartfelt, the movie captured the attention of critics worldwide. Thornton didn't just receive rave reviews, he bagged an Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay and earned a nomination for Best Actor, solidifying his status as Hollywood's latest serious talent. With Sling Blade as his rocket fuel, Thornton's career blasted off. He took on high-profile roles in Armageddon, cue the asteroid drama A Simple Plan, which earned him yet another Oscar nod, and Primary Colors. Thornton also returned to the director's chair with films like Daddy and Them and All the Pretty Horses. However, the latter project left him sour on directing after he was forced to chop up his vision in post-production. Hollywood may have won that battle, but Billy Bob wasn't done fighting. By 2003, Thornton was back and breaking all the rules in Bad Santa, a dark comedy that redefined the holiday genre. Playing a foul-mouthed, booze-soaked mall Santa, Thornton didn't just act the part, he lived it, reportedly getting drunk on set to fully embody the character. Fans loved it, and the role became one of his most iconic. In true Billy Bob fashion, he managed to make bad behavior look, well, pretty damn good. Billy Bob Thornton's acting prowess shone brightly in iconic films like Friday Night Lights and The Alamo, solidifying his reputation as a versatile actor with remarkable range. But Thornton didn't stop at the silver screen. In 2014, he made his television debut in the critically acclaimed series Fargo, playing the chillingly manipulative psychopath Lorne Malvo. His performance was both haunting and magnetic, earning him a Golden Globe Award and further showcasing his ability to dive into complex, morally ambiguous characters. Thornton's talent for embodying layered roles continued in the 2016 legal drama Goliath. In the series, he portrayed a disgraced lawyer battling personal demons and professional redemption. His nuanced performance was widely praised, proving once again that Thornton's versatility as an actor extended seamlessly from film to television. Marital mayhem. Billy Bob Thornton's personal life has often been as dramatic as his Hollywood career, especially his fifth marriage to Angelina Jolie, which kept tabloids buzzing for years. But before the fame, vials of blood, and red carpet escapades, Thornton's first marriage to Melissa Lee Gatlin set the stage for a turbulent love life that would eventually span 6 marriages. In 1978, Thornton married Gatlin, a relationship that marked the beginning of his roller coaster romantic history. While their union produced a daughter, Amanda, in June 1979, their marriage quickly unraveled. By 1980, Gatlin had filed for divorce, citing incompatibility and adultery as the reasons for their split. Amanda grew up primarily under her mother's care as Thornton began building his career in Hollywood, far removed from the small-town life he left behind. Despite the early split, Amanda's life took a dark and unexpected turn years later that brought attention back to Thornton's first family. In 2008, Amanda faced a legal nightmare when she was accused of causing the death of her friend's 1-year-old daughter. The incident, which Amanda's legal team described as a tragic accident, led to a 20-year prison sentence. Her defense team, bolstered by the Innocence Project of Florida, argued tirelessly for her innocence, presenting new evidence that ultimately led to her release in 2020. The case was a stark reminder of the struggles that extended beyond Thornton's own public life, bringing an undercurrent of tragedy to his family history. Brief fling. In 1986, Billy Bob Thornton embarked on his second shot at matrimony, this time with actress Toni Lawrence. Known for her roles in Daddy's Deadly Darling and Soul Survivor, Toni seemed like a promising match for Thornton. But their union, like a poorly written sitcom, fizzled out after just 2 years, leaving both parties with little more than a story to tell at cocktail parties. Their short-lived marriage produced no children, but plenty of drama. Reflecting on their time together, Toni remarked that Thornton was really talented, which is obvious now, but very troubled. A gentle euphemism, perhaps, for living with someone whose quirks were destined for the spotlight. After the split, Toni turned the page, relocating to Los Angeles and embracing a quieter life as a potter, a far cry from the chaos of Thornton's rising Hollywood whirlwind. While their marriage may not have gone the distance, it's clear their time together left an impression. For Toni, It was the realization that sometimes genius comes with baggage. For Billy Bob, it was another chapter in his ever-expanding catalog of complicated relationships. As for the pottery, let's just hope the clay was more forgiving than the marriage. Just friends phase. Billy Bob Thornton's third stroll down the aisle was with actress Cinda Williams, a Chicago native known for her roles in films like Mo Better Blues and One False Move, the latter being Thornton's first major screenwriting credit. Talk about mixing business with, well, not quite pleasure. Their marriage, which lasted from 1990 to 1992, was less about romantic fireworks and more about a partnership that probably should have stayed platonic. Reflecting on their brief union, Thornton later admitted, "We were just friends and had no business getting married." A refreshingly honest take from a man whose love life often seems like it was scripted by Hollywood's most chaotic writers. Despite the fizzled romance, the couple parted ways amicably, proving that not all breakups need to end in drama. Cinda, for her part, moved on gracefully. She found happiness with film producer Roderick Plummer, and the two now share a child together. Her social media often features snapshots of her joyful family life, a far cry from the whirlwind of her days with Thornton. Clearly, she's left that chapter in the past, while Billy Bob continued to rack up life experiences that would one day fill his autobiography, or at least fuel some wild late-night interviews. Stormy fourth act. Billy Bob Thornton's fourth marriage to Playboy model Pietra Dawn Cherniak stands out as one of the most contentious chapters in his roller coaster romantic history. The pair tied the knot in 1993 and welcomed two sons, William and Harry, in quick succession. On the surface, their life together seemed idyllic, a picture-perfect family setup. Behind closed doors, however, their relationship was anything but harmonious. By 1997, Pietra filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. But the real bombshell came when she also sought a restraining order, accusing Thornton of physical abuse, including incidents that allegedly occurred in front of their children. Pietra claimed that Thornton had punched, hit, and shoved her multiple times, painting a harrowing picture of their time together. Thornton, for his part, vehemently denied the allegations, stating, "Our marriage was not perfect, but I never exhibited the behavior she's accusing me of." He expressed concern for their sons, emphasizing that they would bear the brunt of the fallout from the divorce and the allegations. Despite Thornton's denials, the damage was done. The marriage ended in turmoil, leaving a lasting stain on Thornton's public image. While he moved on to other relationships and, of course, more headlines, this chapter cast a long shadow over his personal life, serving as a stark reminder of how messy the intersection of fame and relationships can get. Hollywood's wildest pairing. When Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie got together, it wasn't just a romance. It was a spectacle that left everyone stunned, confused, and undeniably intrigued. Already a Hollywood A-lister, Jolie had her share of high-profile relationships, but her whirlwind marriage to Thornton in 2000 was the stuff of tabloid legend. The timing, questionable, the drama, unmatched, the eccentricity, off the charts. The story begins in 1999 on the set of Pushing Tin, a movie about a couple grappling with the aftermath of an affair. Ironically, the on-screen plot turned out to foreshadow what was happening behind the scenes. Jolie had recently divorced Johnny Lee Miller, while Thornton was engaged to actress Laura Dern. Yes, engaged. Sharing a home and planning a future, Dern and Thornton seemed solid until Jolie entered the picture. Sparks flew, chemistry ignited, and suddenly, Thornton's engagement went up in flames. Dern later reflected on the shocking betrayal. "I left for a movie, and when I came back, my boyfriend had gotten married. I never heard from him again. Brutal." By May 2000, Jolie and Thornton stunned the world with a surprise Las Vegas wedding. It wasn't a grand Hollywood affair, but a quick, low-key ceremony. Jolie wore her hair simply pulled back, and the couple skipped the glitz for something unconventional, though their relationship was anything but understated. The newlyweds were eccentric, unapologetic, and deeply into each other. Matching tattoos? Check. Wearing vials of each other's blood around their necks? Double check. If Hollywood couples were all about PDA and romantic dinners, Jolie and Thornton were redefining love with gothic flair and a sprinkle of chaos. Their love burned intensely, becoming the talk of the town. Yet, for all its passion and peculiarity, it was clear this was a relationship that could never fly under the radar. Jolie and Thornton weren't just a couple. They were a Hollywood event, a whirlwind of love, controversy, and pure spectacle that no one could look away from. If you loved hearing about Billy Bob Thornton's journey, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, give me a 0. Your feedback means a lot. Blood, kisses, and chaos. Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie didn't just turn heads, they had the whole world doing double takes. Their whirlwind romance, already buzzing with tabloid frenzy, hit peak eccentricity when they started wearing vials of each other's blood as necklaces. Yes, you read that right. Their love was raw, intense, and completely unlike anything Hollywood had seen. They weren't just a couple, they were a phenomenon, unapologetically wild and unpredictable. After their low-key Vegas wedding, the duo made a bold move by purchasing a sprawling Beverly Hills mansion once owned by Slash of Guns N' Roses. With 9 bedrooms and a built-in recording studio, the house was the epitome of rock star luxury. But the couple barely lived there, as they were constantly traveling or immersed in their busy work schedules. Still, the purchase felt like a symbolic attempt to settle down, or at least as close to settling down as these two could get. Their passion spilled over at public events, leaving fans and reporters equally shocked and captivated. At the June 2000 premiere of Gone in 60 Seconds, the couple made headlines for their red carpet PDA, which included handsy moments and a steamy kiss that practically melted the cameras. But Thornton wasn't content to leave the drama there. When asked by MTV about their most exciting moment of the day, he candidly declared, "I believe it was today, in the car on the way here." His no-filter response left audiences slack-jawed and cemented their reputation as Hollywood's most unfiltered couple. Love, fire, and Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie's relationship wasn't just wild. It was an all-out spectacle of eccentricity that kept the world hooked. From bizarre rumors to heartfelt declarations, the couple lived in their own unique orbit, and they were unapologetic about it. One unforgettable moment came in December 2000, when Thornton addressed a particularly strange rumor. "I did wear my wife's knickers while working out in the gym one day," Thornton admitted in an interview. "And a guy saw it. He quickly clarified that this wasn't a daily habit, though. I don't wear my wife's knickers every day. I wear it occasionally. Because, you know, sometimes a guy just needs a little lace in his life." The revelation was classic Billy Bob, a mix of candor, absurdity, and a total disregard for what anyone thought. But knickers were just the tip of the iceberg. The couple's love for each other was so intense, they reportedly installed a padded room in their Beverly Hills mansion, a sanctuary where they could, let's say, process their overwhelming feelings. In an interview with US Weekly, Jolie described the experience as almost otherworldly. "It's amazing that we actually leave the room ever," she said, adding, "I feel like I'm on fire. I didn't know I could feel that through my entire body." Thornton echoed her sentiments, admitting that their intimacy was almost too intense to handle. Chaos. If there's one thing that cemented Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie as Hollywood's most eccentric couple, it was their infamous blood necklaces. In July 2001, the media lost its collective mind when it was revealed the two wore tiny vials of each other's blood as jewelry. Tabloids ran wild, spinning tales of the pair walking around with buckets of blood hanging from their necks. Thornton later set the record straight, explaining, "It was much less dramatic. We poked our fingers, smeared a little blood, and wore it in tiny vials. Simple as that." While not as gruesome as rumored, the gesture spoke volumes about their intense, one-of-a-kind connection. Their love was fiery, eccentric, and anything but conventional. At a time when other Hollywood couples stuck to tradition, Jolie and Thornton pushed the boundaries, embracing a relationship that was as unpredictable as it was passionate. Their public antics kept the media enthralled, but behind the scenes, their romance faced growing challenges. By early 2002, they were planning a life-changing step, adopting a child together. The couple had set their sights on Maddox, a 7-month-old Cambodian boy, and Jolie had even announced their intentions publicly. But as their relationship unraveled, so did their plans. By March 2002, rumors of infidelity were swirling, and cracks in their once unbreakable bond began to show. Jolie ultimately adopted Maddox as a single parent, later clarifying that Thornton had no involvement in the adoption. Thornton, for his part, has remained tight-lipped about the situation, letting their dramatic love story fade into the past. Love burned out. The fiery romance between Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie ended as suddenly as it began, with their summer 2002 divorce leaving fans and tabloids scrambling for answers. While neither Thornton nor Jolie has ever publicly detailed the exact cause of their split, rumors swirled, adding layers of intrigue to an already dramatic love story. One particularly persistent rumor claimed that Thornton, who was reportedly seeing a therapist for sex addiction, had an affair with the therapist. Though unconfirmed by both parties, the whispers only added to the tension in their relationship. Jolie was said to be heartbroken by the alleged betrayal, and the couple's passionate connection began to unravel. What had once been a love so intense it required padded rooms and blood vials slowly faded into silence. By the summer of 2002, they quietly divorced, avoiding public spectacle but fueling endless speculation. Thornton remained characteristically tight-lipped, but Jolie later reflected on the split in a candid 2004 Vogue interview. She admitted that their relationship had changed dramatically as they both grew into different people. "In a year, I became who I am today, and he became who he is today," Jolie explained, emphasizing how rapidly they had evolved as individuals. Speaking again in a 2005 Vanity Fair interview, she elaborated, "It took me by surprise. One day, we just had nothing in common and nothing to say to each other." Jolie described the realization as scary, but acknowledged that such things can happen when people get involved before truly knowing themselves. Worlds apart. Billy Bob Thornton gradually began to open up about his whirlwind breakup with Angelina Jolie, painting a picture of two lives moving in completely different directions. In a 2003 interview with Entertainment Weekly, Thornton likened their sudden split to an action movie gone wrong. It was like, say, you're going to a nightclub one night with your friends, and the next thing you know, there are guys with helicopters and machine gun fire. You don't know what happened, and that's kind of like what our breakup was like. The chaos and confusion of their separation mirrored the intensity of their love story. Over the years, Thornton has admitted to feeling out of place in their marriage. In a 2016 interview with GQ, he revealed, "I never felt good enough for Jolie." While he couldn't pinpoint a single reason for their split, it became clear that their drastically different lifestyles played a significant role. Jolie was constantly on the move, attending high-profile events, traveling the world, and meeting with global leaders. Thornton, in contrast, preferred the quiet comforts of home, finding joy in watching baseball and steering clear of the limelight. By 2018, Thornton offered a clearer perspective, confessing that their separation was rooted in incompatible lifestyles. Hers is a global lifestyle, while mine is an agoraphobic lifestyle, he admitted, acknowledging the growing distance between them. Jolie thrived on the world stage, championing humanitarian causes and embracing a fast-paced life, while Thornton felt uncomfortable around rich and important people, preferring the simplicity of staying out of the public eye. Despite their split in 2002, the two have maintained a cordial relationship over the years. While their marriage was brief, it was unforgettable, a story of two vastly different people who loved intensely but couldn't bridge the gap between their worlds. Forever fond. Though their whirlwind romance ended 2 decades ago, Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie continue to hold each other in high regard. Both have moved on. Thornton married Connie Angland in 2014, and Jolie tied the knot with Brad Pitt the same year, though her marriage to Pitt ended in 2016. Despite their separate lives, their bond remains strong, a testament to the respect and affection they still share. In 2012, Jolie wrote the foreword to Thornton's memoir, The Billy Bob Tapes, A Cave Full of Ghosts. Her words painted a heartfelt portrait of her ex-husband, describing his struggles with agoraphobia and his unique personality. He is someone who is unable to silence the voices in his head, she wrote, adding, "But I love him for it." Jolie's admiration for Thornton shone through as she expressed how much she valued his quirks and authenticity, even noting, "The world would certainly be a hell of a lot more dull if that man weren't in it." Thornton has also spoken warmly about Jolie in interviews over the years. In a 2016 interview with GQ, he shared that they still keep in touch, though not frequently, and admitted he never quite felt he measured up to Jolie's glamorous global lifestyle. "I'm really uncomfortable around rich and important people," he confessed, reflecting on the stark differences that once pulled them apart. Yet, when they talk every few months, their connection remains undeniable, highlighting a friendship built on mutual understanding. Their marriage may have been brief, but the impact they had on each other's lives and the public's imagination endures. Thornton and Jolie's story is one of love that evolved into lasting respect, proving that even when a relationship doesn't last forever, its legacy can remain unforgettable. Thanks for sticking with us through this video. Leave a 2 in the comments if you're still here enjoying the ride. Finding balance. By the time Billy Bob Thornton met Connie Angland, his love life had already been a Hollywood saga, complete with 5 marriages and a string of headlines. But with Angland, things took a refreshingly different turn. The pair first met on the set of Bad Santa in 2002, and though their connection was immediate, they didn't rush into anything. Instead, they took their time, 12 years to be exact, before tying the knot in 2014. Their relationship remained under the radar, a stark contrast to Thornton's previous media-frenzied marriage to Angelina Jolie. Thornton himself admitted to being hesitant about marrying again, telling Maxim in 2008 that he didn't want to subject Angland to the scrutiny of being wife number 6. But when they finally decided to marry, it was a quiet, intimate affair. Thornton later revealed on The Late Late Show with James Corden that they exchanged vows in their front yard with a minister, far away from prying cameras. For a man accustomed to high-profile relationships, this low-key wedding symbolized just how different his bond with Angland truly was. One reason for the success of their relationship is their shared preference for a quieter lifestyle. Unlike his wild days with Jolie, Angland's pace matches Thornton's perfectly. In a 2016 interview with GQ, Thornton described himself as a homebody, uncomfortable around wealth and glamour, and praised Angland for being his speed. She enjoys staying home as much as he does, and with their daughter Bella being homeschooled, Thornton has more time to spend with his family, a setup he deeply values. Angland, a makeup and special effects artist with credits on major films like Men in Black and Planet of the Apes, has maintained a much lower profile than Thornton's previous partners. Thornton often praises her understanding of his quirks and personality, crediting her as a grounding influence in his life. Their relationship is proof that sometimes taking the quieter, slower route leads to the strongest foundation. Home is where the heart is. While Angelina Jolie was out meeting world leaders and championing global causes, Connie Angland was perfectly content staying at home with Billy Bob Thornton. Their relationship thrived in the quiet simplicity of everyday life, a stark contrast to Thornton's high-profile past. Angland even encouraged the addition of a recording studio at their house to keep Thornton creatively fulfilled without stepping out too often. "Now I can record music at home instead of driving to a hotel," Thornton joked on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Their bond deepened with the arrival of their daughter Bella in 2004. For Thornton, becoming a father again later in life required some adjustment, especially since his older children were already adults. But Bella's fiery personality and love for pop music made their relationship uniquely special. Thornton once shared that Bella introduced him to artists like Taylor Swift and Christina Perry, helping him rediscover fatherhood with joy. Interestingly, Bella also played a key role in her parents' decision to marry. After 12 years together, Bella began questioning why her parents weren't married. Thornton revealed on The Late Late Show with James Corden, "We did it for her." The couple tied the knot in a private ceremony, emphasizing their commitment to family over spectacle. Now Thornton balances his artistic passions, whether in music, movies, or television, with his focus on being present for his family. While he and Angland occasionally step out for red carpet events like the Gray Man premiere in 2022, they both prefer their home-centered life. Thornton has described Angland as his perfect match, someone who complements his quieter lifestyle and understands his unique quirks. For a man who once doubted he'd ever marry again, Thornton's relationship with Angland stands as a testament to love built on patience, mutual understanding, and simplicity. It's a love that stood the test of time, showing that sometimes waiting for the right person and the right moment can make all the difference. What's your take on Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie's whirlwind marriage? Which of his relationships do you think brought him the most happiness? Share your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories.